Good morning, class. Good morning to my CN 6384, my new students. In line with our subject, we have CDI 8 Technical Report Writing, which is in line with the legal forms. We are going to discuss different types of affidavits, the purpose of reports in line with your subject or your course as a program being a criminology student. So, first here we have the objectives. So hindi na natin isa-isahin ang objectives. Direct agad tayo kung saan dapat tayo nakapag-start na dahil hindi pa kayo talaga nakapag-discuss. Week 3 na tayo ngayon. So we have here the lesson title, the parts of speech. Pag sinabi natin parts of speech, we have dalawa lang yung tatandaan natin. Yung lexical or content words, function or structure words. Then, nakapaloob sa lexical or content words natin, we have the nouns, lexical verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. And at the same time, dito sa function or structure words, we have pronouns, non-determiners, and conjunction. We have the auxiliary verbs and the preposition. So, isa-isahin natin yung mga yan. Well, next lang muna natin sa aking ibang slide kaya para makasulat kita. So we have here pag sinabi nating lexical, ito yung tinatawag na wait lang muna. Wait for a moment. So pag sinabi nating lexical, yung tinatawag natin na or content words. Ito yung nagsasabi na these are the words. Okay? Take note po ito habang nakikinig kayo sa akin that carry. Okay? Carry the main meaning. Okay? Tandaan yung main meaning in line with our topic, we have criminological reports. Or yung tinatawag natin na affidavit. So, isa-isahin natin yung parts of speech. So, una muna ang lexical or yung tinatawag na content words, affidavits. Yan. Okay, mali. Erase muna natin. Oops. See. Affidavits. Yan. Affidavits. Okay? Sa lexical content and words natin nakapaloob dyan, we have the noun, the lexical verbs, and adverbs. So, isa-isahin natin yung part kung ano nga ba si noun. Pag sinabi nating nouns, eto po yung identify. Okay? Taga-identify ng importance. Important elements. Okay, ano ba yung mga example natin? Such as person. Person, we have another example, we have the places itself. Or yung pwede natin in line with our subject, we have the evidences involved in a certain, wait lang muna, kasi erase natin. In a certain case. Yan po ang ibig sabihin ng nouns natin in line with the lexical or content words. Next, we have, ano nga ba yung lexical verbs? Kasi walang definition dyan na nakalagay sa PPT nyo. Lexical verbs, ito yung shows. Ito yung nagpapakita ng actions. Actions taken by the sino ba yung possible natin na mga persons involved when we are writing reports? We have the suspects, victims, of course, or including the officer itself who are investigating the case. Pag sinabi naman nating adjectives, we have here the part of lexical or content word, the adjectives. Ito yung nagsasabi or it describes. Ito yung nag-describe or give more details about nouns. Okay, ano yung describe niya about the nouns? Okay, then at the same time, we have also the, okay, hindi pala na-emphasize, about the noun, and we have here the adverbs. Ano nga ba si adverbs? Explain. Ito yung magiging keyword ninyo, yung shows, describes, explain, how, when, or where actions happen. Okay? So, isa-isahin natin. We have, ito yung number 1 natin. Number 1, parts of speech, we have the lexical or content words. Pag sinabi nating lexical, these are the words that carry meanings. So, pag sinabi nating carry main meaning in criminological reports or our affidavits. So, pag sinabi naman nating noun, ito yung identify the important elements. Okay, dagdagan natin to elements such as sino ba yung person involved, saan nangyari, or ano-ano ba yung mga evidences being gathered inside the crime scene. Next, we have the lexical verbs. Ito yung nagpapakita ng certain action taken by what? The suspect, the victims, or the officers. We have here the adjectives. It describes. Ito yung magiging keyword. It describes or nagbibigay siya ng more details about sino ba or ano yung tinutukoy. Etong noun natin. We have here the adverbs. Ito yung nag-explain kung paano, kailan, at saan nangyari yung certain action being described here on the lexical verb. Okay, next, proceed tayo kung ano yung number 2 natin na parts of speech. We have number 2. Ano ba yung number 2 natin? We have the function. Function or yung tinatawag natin na structure. Words. Pag sinabi natin function or structure words, ito yung these are the words that helps, okay, that help organize sentences. Okay, help organize sentences and make reports grammatically correct and of course understandable. Then, in line with our function or structure words, merong nakalagay dyan na certain parts or subtypes niya. Etong number 1, we have the pronouns. Yung pronouns natin, yung silbi niya in line with making reports, ito yung tag-replace, taga-replace. Replace noun to avoid repetition in certain statements. Yan po ang mangyayari pag sinabi nating pronoun. So, magbibigay tayo ng example mamaya. Next, we have the noun determiners. So, isahin lang muna natin ang meaning para makuha ninyo. Ito yung specify. Specify which person, or it can be an object is being referred to. Ano ba yung tinutukoy? Based on a certain, ito ba ay bagay? Ito ba material, hayop, o tao yung binabanggit dyan sa isang sentence? Ito yung tinatawag na natin na noun determiners. We have next, the conjunctions. Ano nga ba ang conjunctions? Okay, always nito na i-encounter. These are the connecting. It connects ideas or events in report. Then we have the second one, the last of the second one, we have the auxiliary. Isa-isahin lang muna natin ang meaning. Auxiliary verbs. Ito yung help. Okay, mali. Ito yung help express. Express tense conditions of what? Certain actions being conducted by a certain person. Then, the last one, we have the prepositions. Prepositions. Ito yung ginagawa niya in line with the sentences in making reports. Show relationships. Such as, ano magiging example nito? Place, time, and direction. It can be. So, how are we going to give example based on the function or structure or words? Magbigay tayo ng mga example na sentences. We have, pag sinabi po nating pronouns, halimbawa, the suspect stated that he was at home. Okay, we have the example number 1 in line with the pronoun. So, para hindi natin sasabihin na the suspect stated that suspect was at home, ano ba yung another noun that we are going to use para hindi pa ulit-ulit natin nagagamitin yung suspect itself? We have the he. Ito yung magiging example natin ng pronoun. Okay, next we have, pag sinabi nating noun determiners, we have the victim, identified, okay, identified the suspect. Pag sinabi nating noun determiners, the definition given is yung specify which person or object is being referred to. So, sino ba yung tinutukoy dito? The victim itself. So, ang ginamit dito na noun determiners ay yung the. Okay? Ito po yung magiging noun determiners natin. Next, we have on the conjunction. Example natin, the officer, okay, the suspect, and he was later arrested. So, ano yung magiging conjunction natin dito? Ano bang definition ng conjunction? Ito yung sinasabi dyan na connect ideas. So, dito, may dalawang ideas. The officer pursued the suspect and he was later arrested. So, dalawa. Okay, gipursued niya the suspect and after that, arrested. So, ano nag-connect sa kanilang dalawa? With each, ito yung magiging example natin sa conjunction. The end. Next, we have, pasukin natin ang auxiliary. The auxiliary. Pag sinabi nating auxiliary, magiging example natin in line with the sentence, the suspect was apprehended. So, dito, based on the discussion itself, ano yung magiging auxiliary verbs? Sinabi diba dyan sa auxiliary, ito yung help express tense conditions of the actions. So, we have present tense, past tense. So, ano yung magpo-point out in line with the expression of condition? We have here the was. Ito yung magiging example ng auxiliary verb. Next, we have the last one, the preposition. The example of that is the weapon was, okay, found inside the vehicle. Dito, based on the sentence, the definition given by the preposition, ito yung nagbibigay ng relasyon such as place, it can be, the time, the direction. Based on my statement here, the example, the weapon was found inside the vehicle. Inside refers to the preposition that point out the relationship in line with direction. So, yan ang magiging example natin po sa different types na meron ng function or structure words under sa parts of speech natin namang niyayari. Okay, we have the part of speech. So, kanina, hindi natin nabigyan ng example itong lexical. So, babalikan na lang natin mamaya kasi wala na tayong masusulatan. Next, we have here, in line with our topic, we have an example of noun. So, na-discuss natin what is noun kanina. It refers to, okay, hindi pala ako makasulat dito. It refer to people. Ito, animals, object. Ito yung substance, states, event. So, we have different basic categories under the noun. We have the basic proper. Ito yung nagsasabi ng specific name, place, or person, or a thing. It can be name of the month. Pag sinabing month, it can be January. Pag day, companies, people. So, ito yung magiging example. Pag sinabi naman natin category in line with the commonality, it denotes a class of subjects or a concept in general. It can be, okay, city, author, plant. Kasi pag sinabi nating denote a class, kumbaga it represent the whole as a general ng isang class of object. So pag sinabi nating planet, maraming parts, ano yung planet? We have the language, we have different language that we use, the author itself and the city. So it represent the class of object. Pag sinabi naman nating count, from the word count, we have concrete and the abstract. Things that we can count. We have, ayan, example, dog, cat, animal, lahat po yan that we can able to count as a person. We have here the non-count. Cannot divide into separate elements. So we have example, the liquid itself, types of food, sports, games. So yan mag-example natin. Then we have the collective nouns, refer to things or people as a unit. Ito yung tatandaan. Ano ba ang collective nouns? Refer to things or people as a unit. Ito yung family, class, team, crew. Okay, ito yung nag-represent for a certain group of people. A family. Inside a family, there is members. Inside a class, pag sinabi natin class, different people also. And at the same time, team. Okay, may nakapaloob na mga members inside of that collective nouns. We have, okay, next here we have the nature of the report of writing for investigators. But first, we are going to discuss what is a report. Dapat maintindihan natin kung ano ang report. Sabi dyan, a report is a written presentation. Ito yung magiging keyword ninyo. A written presentation of factual. Ano bang nakapaloob doon sa written presentation? Which is the factual information based on an investigation or research. Reports from the basis for solving problems or making decisions, often in the subject of business and the sciences. The length of reports varies. There are short memorandum. Okay, ito yung example, memos, reports, and long reports. So, ano nga ba pag sinabi nating a report? It is a written presentation of factual information based on the investigation of research na sinasabi dyan. So, we have different example of report. Ito yung detailed, the incident itself, including the time, place, persons involved, and evidence collected. So, madidiscuss natin ang different types of reports that kayo as a criminology student may encounter ninyo in practice with your profession in the future. Okay, next we have the nature of report writing for investigators. Sabi dyan, a report of investigation is an objective statement of the investigator's finding. It is an official record of the information relevant to the investigations which the investigator submit to his superior. So, ano nga ba pag sinabi natin the nature of report writing for investigator, ito yung nagatukoy that a report is an objective statement based on what findings investigator have. It serves as an official record. Okay, tandaan nyo pag sinabi natin report writing, it serves as an official. Okay, lagay natin dito, official record. Okay, ito yung magiging official record. Ito na nga pala, nilagay dito. Of all relevant information gathered, okay, submitted to the superior. Okay, dapat daw, pag sinabi natin ganito, the nature itself, it must be clear. Tandaan natin when we are writing a report, it must be clear, and at the same time, complete. Walang labis, walang kulang, and at the same time, mag-base tayo on what is being provided on that information, which is factual. because it may be used long after the investigation as it finished. So especially if yung case goes into trial na after a month, then those information that you have, writing a detailed report, helps prevent problems such as loss of memory. So ano bang purpose ng report writing? Kasi hindi lahat kaya nating memorize. So it will serve as a record na hindi tayo nagkakaroon ng absolute na kaya nating i-memorize yung mga information. So it helps na maiwasan yung mga certain problems such as loss of memory, missing notes, or the absence of the investigator, na ini-ensure lamang that all important details are preserved accurately. So the purpose of report writing is ma-preserve. Ano ang gina-preserve accurately is the information itself. Information dapat relevant. Hindi lahat naman kasi maraming information, pero dapat relevant to the case being presented or being investigated by the investigator. Then, nandito yung the mechanics in writing and investigative reports. Sabi dyan, pag sinabing mechanics, it refers to the selection of words. Sabi dyan, eto, the selection of words that focuses on how, nakafocus on how investigators carefully choose words to make their reports clear, accurate, and objective. Since reports are based on facts, the language used must be precise and easy to understand. Tandaan nyo po, dapat maging precise and easy to understand pag gumagawa tayo ng certain investigative report. So we have different selection of use of words. Number 1, we have the vocabulary. Sabi dyan, vocabulary, words of language. Keyword ninyo ito. The supply of words which we know and which we use whether speaking or writing. So ano nga ba si vocabulary? It refers to the set of words. It refers to set of words an investigator use in speaking. Okay, we have in speaking or in writing. Pag sinabing vocabulary, ano bang laman ng utak ng isang investigator? Di ba, nakabase sa action, sa observation, based on the statement of the witness. So, ano ba nga ba ang appropriate set of words that the investigator going to use pag nag-take note na siya ng certain information provided by certain people in that certain case he or she was investigating. So, number 2, we have the diction. Pag sinabing diction, the correct choice of words. Ito yung magiging keyword ninyo. Kasi parang lalabas ito sa identification. The correct choice of words, selecting the exact, precise, objective words to convey a meaning. Okay, pag sinabi natin diction, choosing the exact and appropriate words to clearly express. What's the purpose? To clearly express. Para ma-express mo ng maayos yung facts without confusion. Walang lituhan ba? Directly, pagbasa pa lang, maiintindihan agad. That is the correct choice of words. Keyword, ito. Pag sinabing diction. Ito naman, we have words, the only tools of communication and the first integral part which make up the whole narration of facts. Ito talaga yung main tools, the only tools, or another word, ito, main tools. Main tool. Pag sinabi natin word, it is the main tool of communication. Okay? Forming the complete narration of events in a report. So, yun lang. Pag sinabi natin words, only tools of communication. Next, we have antonyms. Pag sinabi natin antonyms, we must understand that it is the opposite meaning. Tandaan nyo, pag sinabing antonyms, opposite meaning. So, ano nga ba ang nito? How are we going to describe? Ito yung why we need to identify the antonyms, the synonyms, and the homonyms Kasi baka magkamali tayo in line with writing a report. Bakit? Antonyms helps avoid incorrect meaning. So, antonyms, tinutulungan niya daw para maiwasan yung incorrect meanings by recognizing opposite terms. While yung synonym natin, ito yung words, similar meaning but different sound. Tandaan nyo, synonym is similar meanings but meron tayong but na binilagay dyan, different sound and spelling. Tandaan yan. Then we have the homonyms. Homonyms represent on the other hand similar sound. Ito naman yung but, different means and spelling. Okay? Synonyms kanina, it can be different sound and spelling. Dito naman, different meaning and spelling. So, ano yung magiging example natin nito? Punta tayo doon sa ating sinusulatan sa kabila. Pag sinabi nating words, ayan na nga, hindi na tayo magbigay ng example ng words. Proceed tayo doon sa pinakamahirap na kanina, we have the antonyms. Okay, pag sinabi nating antonyms, ito yung nagkakaroon tayo ng example. Halimbawa, ano ba ang kabaliktaran ng guilty? We have innocent. Kasi ano yung definition natin kanina ng antonyms? Ito yung word with opposite meaning. Next, ano ang example natin pag sinabing synonyms? Ito yung same ano yung definition kanina? Pag sinabing similar meaning but different sound and spelling. So, pareho ang ibig sabihin. Ito yung halimbawa. Ano ba ang kapareho ni suspect? So, suspect, it can be also called as offender. So, different sound and at the same time, different meaning. Next, we have the homonyms. Homonyms, sabi doon sa definition kanina, ito yung similar sound. Okay, dito talaga nakakalituhan. Baka kasi similar sound, pero magkaiba yung meaning niya. We have here, ito, sin. Pag sinabi natin sin, it refers to a certain sin of the crime. Okay? Ano nga ba? We have different pronunciation or sound. We have the sin, yung nakita. So, yan, ang magiging example natin. So, mga example lamang natin yan. So, kayo na ang bahala on how you are going to deeply have a research in line with this. Next, we have here the sentence construction, letter B, in line with the mechanics in writing investigative report. Pag sinabi nating sentence construction, ito yung sentence should be what? Short, simple, and direct. Because of the longer the sentence is the more difficult for the reader to follow it. Tama man, kahit kayo, nahihirapan kayo pag mahaba na yung babasahin ninyo. And that lends confusion. Yes, it can create confusion to your report, whereas short sentence lend emphasis, clarity, and communication, which is what any good report writer strives for. So, what does it mean? Pag sinabi nating sentence construction, in writing an investigative report, we must what? Emphasize that sentence should be, yun nga, short, simple, and direct. Kasi, pag sinabi naman natin kung hahabaan pa natin, it can cause complication o magiging complicated. Magiging complicated yung mga sentences and at the same time, the information that you are writing. It is very important to have clear communication in reports. So, using shorter sentence help present facts more effectively. Tandaan nyo po yan. Then, yung short sentences are easier to read and give emphasis on the importance of every details and allow the readers to understand easily. Yan ang magiging pag sinabi natin sentence construction. Next, we have here, eto, mayroong example dito. Dito, napakahaba. The suspect accused the arresting officer of kicking him while the former was being forced into the police van, and when the suspect was thrown to the ground, the arresting officer hit the suspect again in his face with his pistol. So, napakahaba. Then, at the same time, parang hindi masyadong direct yung information, parang paikot-ikot pa. So, ito yung magiging another option in line with the shorter, simple, and direct way of constructing a sentence. We have the suspect accused the arresting officer of kicking him while he was forced into the police van. When the suspect was thrown to the ground, the arresting officer hit him again in his face with his pistol. So, nandito naman pala, eto yung pinaka-concise and at the same time, still informative. Walang binawas na information pero yung way of construction is very understandable to read as you, kahit kayo as a student. Next, we have the correctness in sentence. Crimes are investigated after it is committed and reports should be written after the investigation. Therefore, a report should be written in past tense. Tandaan nyo po always na dapat yung ginagawa nyo sentence in writing a report, it should be past tense itself. Okay? Ito yung correctness in a sentence. Okay? Then, pag sinabi natin past tense, this ensures accuracy, then at the same time, consistency. Baka kasi sa first paragraph mo, nag-present tense. Pag abot sa ikatunga, nag-past tense. So, magkakaroon dapat ng consistency and clarity when describing events that have already occurred. Kasi totoo naman, pagtapos na dapat past tense. Using the correct tense helps avoid, yan nga, ang iiwasan natin yung confusion or misunderstanding, makes the report more professional and at the same time, reliable. Okay, ano ba maging example natin dito pag sinabi nating past tense? Halimbawa, yung incorrect natin, the suspect runs away from the scene. Yung spelling na ito, runs. Okay, present tense po yan. So, how are we going to correct in a sentence form na ipasok natin yung past tense? Dapat, the suspect run. Ito na yung magiging past tense niya. Run away from the scene. So, dapat, it confused kasi towards the reader. Okay, next we have the three elements of narrative, of a narrative. We have setting, characters, action. Pag sinabi natin setting, this explain the when and where. Tandaan nyo lamang, setting, when and where. Ano ang when and where, ma'am? The incident. Saan at kailan nangyari yung incident. Yan, tatandaan ninyo. Then, it provides the context for the report and helps reader understand the circumstances kung saan at kailan nga ba nangyari yung isang krimen nangyari. Next, we have the character. Who, victim, suspect, witnesses. So, very understandable pag sinabing character. It specifies to who. Nagtatanong sino-sino ba yung involved in the incident. Who are involved. Okay? In that certain incident, pag sinabi natin, character. So, in line with this, pag sinabing character, it can be the suspect, the victims, the witnesses, officer, bystanders, family, relatives. Lahat po yun, lahat ng involved on that certain incident. Then, knowing the people involved is very crucial also for clarity and at the same time, yung accountability natin. Hindi natin alam kung sino yung mga taong involved dyan. So, need nating malaman ang iba't ibang information in line with the who. Next, we have the action. Tandaan nyo lang pag sinabing action, what, why, and how. Action describe what happened. Okay, ito. What happened. Pag sinabi naman nating why, ito yung tumutukoy why it happened. Why it happened. And the last one, it, how. Pag sinabing how, paano nangyari? How it happened. Yan po ang tinutukoy. Then, this, what? Explains the sequence. Sequence of events based on that incident. Tandaan po ninyo. The reason, ano ba yung sequence na pwede nating ma-discover? Sequence of event, it can be the motives. So, ma-discover natin dito sa action yung motives possible. Motives of the person involved and at the same time, yung pwede dito lagay yung reasons. Reasons behind them and making the report detailed and factual. So, next we have here, pag sinabi nating setting, ano yung magiging example pag sa setting? So, bigyan natin ng example yan. Setting. Ano nga yun na? When and where. So, the robbery occurred, yan, double R yan, occurred at 10 p.m. on March 20, 2026 at 1 Street, Manila City. Yan. Yan yung magiging example natin in line with the setting. Saan yung nagre-represent dito ng when? Ito. Etong 10 p.m. and at the same time, ang magre-represent ng where, etong Juan Street, Manila City. And then we are going to include also the March 20, 2026 as part of when. Next, we have the example of characters. So, paano natin siya i-describe in line with the sentence? The victim. Yan, sulat natin. The victim, Mr. Santos, reported the incident. The suspect, sino ba ang suspect? We have here Juan de la Cruz, commonly yung always ginagamit na pangalan, and was apprehended, nahuli, apprehended nearby Officer Reyes responded to the scene. Okay, in line with this example, only pag sinabi natin character, di ba, yung tinutukoy lang dito is yung who. So, sino? Sino bang victim dito? We have Mr. Santos. It's the victim. Siya din at the same time yung nag-report ng incident. We have the suspect, si Juan de la Cruz. Then at the same time, siya din yung nahuli. Sino ba ang naghuli sa kanya? We have Officer Reyes who responded at the scene directly. Next, we have action. Okay, paano natin bigyan ng example yung action? The suspect. Okay, the suspect entered the house. Ano ba? Through, dumaan. Through, ano ba, lagay natin dito? An open window. May nakabukas na window, so doon na lang siya dumaan. Then, took the cash and yung mga jewelry and fled. The victim immediately called the police. So, ano yung magiging example natin in line with this action? Ano nga bang definition ng action kanina? It is what happened, why it happened, and how it happened. So, saan natin? What happened? Ano bang nangyayari? So, merong nangyaring pagnanakaw. Okay? Then, at the same time, why it happened? Paano ba nangyari? So, dumaan sa window. Doon dumaan sa window. Sa open window. How it happened? Ito pala, dumaan. Entered the house. Then, after that, the victim immediately called the police. Okay, pagtapos ng ninakaw, umalis siya doon sa bahay na mismong pinasukan niya. So, yan ang magiging example natin based on the 3 essential elements of narrative. Next, we have the 2 components of sentence. Pag sinabi natin 2 components, the basic building, okay, in line with clear and effective report writing, every sentence dapat daw in an investigative report should have both subject and predicate to convey complete information. So, we have the subject and predicate. Pag sinabi po nating subject, this is what? Sabi dyan, wherein you must name what you are talking about. So, pangalanan mo kung sino yung pinag-uusapan you are going to describe. Pag sinabi natin subject, this is what or whom the sentence is about. What or whom. is sentenced about. In reports, it usually identifies. Pag sa report daw, pag sinabing what gani, what whom, it identifies, of course, persons. The person involved, the object, ano ba yung present ng mga object dyan sa crime scene, or ano yung mga nangyari dyan sa crime scene being discussed on your report is an example of a subject. Next, we have predicate. Predicate, this tells something. Sinabing wherein you must tell about the subject. Tell about. You are going to tell about the subject. You are going to, describe. What or whom the sentence is about, kanino tinutukoy or sa ano tinutukoy yung nangyari. Ito naman, pag sinabing predicate, tell something about the subject, usually describing the action, the condition, or the state of the subject. Tandaan nyo po yan. Describe, pasok natin dito yung describing of action, and at the same time, it also a condition, ano na ba yung status niya, and at the same time, state of the subject. Okay, pag sinabi natin subject, example, always naririnig natin, the suspect. Okay, whom? Pag sinabi natin predicate, run away from the scene. The suspect ran away from the crime scene. Run away refers to the must tell about the subject. Ano bang ginawa na suspect? Run away. Okay, run away. Then, pag sinabi natin complete sentence, ito na mangyayari yung the suspect ran away from the crime scene. Suspect is the subject, run away is the predicate. It is because it must tell about the subject. Next, we have the 4 general kinds of sentences. We have the declarative sentence, interrogative sentence, imperative sentence, and exclamatory sentence. Pag sinabi natin general kinds of sentences, this is very important in report writing to convey information clearly and appropriately. Tandaan niyo po yan. Each type serves as different purpose. So, ito yung 4, may iba't ibang purpose depending on what the writer wants to communicate or ano yung gusto niyang iparating based doon sa ginawa niyang report. So, we have number 1A, declarative sentence. Declare or states a fact. It ends with period. Tandaan nyo po lang, pag sinabing declarative, nag-declare ka lang, then dapat ang dulo ng sentence mo ay tuldok. Tandaan nyo po yan. Declares or state a fact. It provides information and always ends a period. Yan po. Pag sinabi nating interrogative sentence, we are interrogating someone, we are asking, di ba? So, ano dapat yung dulo niya dito? Question mark. You are asking question at dapat mag-end siya with a question mark. We have the imperative, expresses, pag sinabi natin expresses request or command, you are commanding someone, and at the same time, it ends with a period. Imperative. Exclamatory sentence, ito na yung padamdam, gusto kong ipadama sa'yo na ganon. Exclaim a strong feeling of emotion. Then, ito yung always niya na end, yung exclamation point. Ito, period. Ito, question mark. Ito, period. Nandaan nyo po yan. Next, we have, ito example. Hindi pala, iba na pala to. Exclamatory. Akala ko example ito. An exclamatory mark. Next, we have the police sentence. Ito. So, bigyan muna natin ng example pala ito isa-isa para ma-emphasize talaga yung 4 general 4 general kinds of sentences. So, dito pasok tayo. We have the declarative. Pag sinabi natin declarative, example po niyan like the suspect. Eto, ano bang keyword natin pag declarative? Provides information lang, states the fact. So, the suspect was arrested at 10 p.m. So, dito, mag-end talaga siya ng period kasi this kind of information is just stating facts. Hindi naman nagtatanong, hindi naman galit or something commanding. So, pag sinabi naman nating interrogative, at yung magiging example, did the suspect enter through the window? O nagtatanong, saan ba dumaan? Did the suspect enter through the window? Dumaan ba siya sa bintana? So it's asking, it must what? End with question mark. Next, proceed tayo. We have the imperative. Yan. Ito lang, nagsasabi, document. It commanding, but it doesn't mean nagalit ha. Document all evidences carefully. Ito lang, nagsasabi lang siya, nag-command, nag-utos. Pero hindi po lahat na nag-uutos dapat mag-end sa ganito ha. Baka ma-misinterpret niyo. Document all the evidence carefully. Baka ilagay niyo ito. No, it's not. Okay, pag sinabi nating commanding, yan, document all evidence carefully. Yan, it must end with, so X ito. Next, we have the last one, the exclamatory. So, ano yung magiging example natin dito? Okay, halimbawa, with a certain expression of a certain person na nakakita ng crime scene. So, okay, ito. Hindi, it starts with what? Pero yung expression na, it's not asking. Okay, nakakita siya dira, may gitadtad na lawas. Okay, sa crime scene. So, sabihin niya, what a chaotic scene it was. So, it was expressing, ano bang gina-express pag sinabi natin exclamatory, strong emotion or feeling. So, nagulat siya. Pwede nating ilagay dito, nagulat, natakot or something, kinakabahan. Yan ang sinasabi nating exclamatory. Next, balikan natin. We have here the police sentence and the topic sentence. So, pag sinabi natin police sentence, grammatically narration of facts with usual subject, predicate, and verb. It is destructive because of the use of police words, phrases, clauses, and other terminologies without however being too technical, legal, and vulgar. So, what does it mean pag sinabi natin police sentence? It is a type of sentence used in investigative reports na nag-clearly narrate sa mga facts, okay? That follows standard grammar. So, tayo as a future criminologist, magiging R-Crim registered, we uses different terms. Okay, we use different technicalities and at the same time words in line with our report, not the same on the common reports writing, like halimbawa sa yung writing sa pag-report. Iba kasi yung mga term natin because meron tayong mga term that we only use. Example, yung mga evidences natin, how we are going to describe. Okay? May mga Latin term pa nga tayo na nilalagay minsan. So, it means, ito yung police sentence. Grammatical narration with usual na sinasabi dyan with different terminologies na ginagamit. Next, pag sinabi nating topic sentence, the first sentence immediately at the beginning of the next or ensuring or the following subject. Topic sentence, ito yun lang. I-emphasize niya lang na first sentence immediately. Saan? At the beginning of a certain report, paragraph that introduce the main idea. Pag sinabi natin topic sentence, nakalagay dyan, introduce. Okay? Gina-introduce niya ang main idea or subject of that certain paragraph. It guides the reader on what the following sentences will discuss. Kumbaga, bibigyan kanya na ng hint kung ano ba yung mga possible na susunod na content dyan sa topic sentence or based on that report you are writing. Next we have the paragraph construction. Sabi dyan, it is a sentence of group or properly related sentences expressing a single idea. Keyword. It is a group sentence of group pero it express single idea. Yan maging keyword. In most cases, the writer must have distinguished one paragraph from one another by leaving a blank link between them. Blank ata yan. Giving the written page the appearance of having breathing spaces between paragraphs. Normally, this is done by numbering each paragraph consecutively. So, what does it mean? In investigative report, each paragraph must have organizing sentence into a group that express a single idea. Tandaan yan. Each paragraph should focus on one main point, making the report clear and easy to follow. So, ano yung purpose ng paragraph? Easy to follow. Then, at the same time, paragraphs are being separated. Okay, nagkakaroon ng blank space in between to give what? clean layout, and at the same time allow the reader to breathe habang nagbabasa between the ideas. In formal reports, sometimes yung paragraph are often numbered consecutively. So may number naman, nakapasunod 1, 2, 3 to make referencing easier and maintain a clear structure. So para masundan mo talaga ang mga information based on the event happen. So yan ang paragraph construction. Next, we have the introductory. So pag sinabi nating introductory paragraph, sabi dyan, investigative report writing, it is the first paragraph or the opening paragraph. Readily point out the reader to the what? Statement or object of the report or the subject of the report or what case is all about. So introductory from the word introductory, introduction of a certain report writing. Ito kumbaga pang opening remarks, kumbaga the report. O the purpose is to clearly inform the reader about the objective. So dito makikita na yung objective, subject, or nature of the case. This paragraph was being set based on the context for the entire report. So makikita mo na yung pahapyaw na content all throughout sa report na ginawa. And immediately, it lets the reader understand what is report all about. Next, we have here the characteristics of paragraph. So, merong characteristics yung mga paragraph natin in writing a report. In an investigative report, writing help make the report clear and readable and effective. Number 1, we have the write short paragraph, 3 to 5 sentences. Dapat daw, each paragraph should have 3 to 5. Tandaan niyo po yung 3 to 5 sentences. To focus on a single idea, this keep the information organized and easy to follow. Then sabi dyan, give your reader a rest. Pag sinabi natin give your reader a rest, ito yung kanina na-describe na you must what? Leave blank between paragraphs. Para, kumbaga, magkakita ka gan isang space, di ba, mapapatigil. Then next, recapture your reader's attention, how you are going to capture. So, dapat each paragraph should begin with a strong topic. So, dapat begin with strong topic para makuha mo ulit yung kanyang atensyon para ipagpatuloy na basahin yung report na ginawa mo. Strong topic sentence or important detail to keep the reader focused and engage on your report. Next, we are going to discuss also the spelling. It is very important and it is based on my observation. Ito yung na-observe ko sa inyo na wala ito sa inyo. So, maybe, may quizzes and activities, magkakaroon tayo ng spelling bee. It is the act of forming words by letter. If you are poor report writer and lousy speller, so lousy, so dapat hindi kayo ganito, do not aim to be an investigator. Kung hindi mo pa alam yung mga common terms na ginagamit natin, terminologies and criminology, then magiging lousy kapag hindi mo pa alam. You will be torturing your reader. So, kumbaga, binibigyan mo na ng sakit ng ulo yung reader mo because a good investigator must also be a good report writer. So, practice your spelling, students. Next, we have the division of words. Pag sinabing division, the improper division of words are not error in spelling. Nevertheless, a mistake committed makes the reader of the report confused with the impression that the word has been misspelled. Use of hyphen is being observed here. So, pag sinabing division, dapat, ayan nga, sinabi, involve breaking words correctly at the end of the line. So, dapat, we have improper division technically or spelling error. It can confuse the reader, sabi dyan. So, dapat gamitin natin ng maayos on how we are going to divide a certain words. Then next, we have capitalization. Explain ko na lang directly, pag sinabing capitalization, ito yung, in line with the keywords, ito yung tendency to over-capitalize, baka ma-over-capitalize mo ang sentence, is to emphasize is common in police writing. So, the use of uppercase, capitalization is also used as uppercase at the beginning of the sentence, proper nouns or for emphasis. So, kailan lang gagamitin yung capitalization? Pag sa beginning ng sentence, pag ginagamit mo is proper nouns, and pag gusto mong i-emphasize yung isang a certain detail. Writer should avoid over-capitalizing. So, iwasan ha, baka puro capital na. Even in police report, because excessive capitalization can distract the reader. Kasi sometimes we interpret uppercase or capitalization as what? Parang galit. Okay. Next, we have the abbreviations. ito yung brevity is one of the principles in good report writing, so that in some instances, in order to conserve energies and space, so pag sinabing abbreviation, ito yung mga shortened forms. Shortened forms of words to save space and make the report concise. Yan, brevity is important, but clarity should never be sacrificed. Baka sobrang liit mo, hindi na klaro yung information na nilagay mo sa report. Then, you must what? Only widely accepted. Kung ano ba yung accepted na mga abbreviations natin, yun lang ang gamitin. Huwag kang gumawa ng sarili mong abbreviations. Next, we have the punctuations. These are what? These customary little marks determine with a sentence is a clear or has a doubtful meaning. Ito yung small marks like period, commas, question mark. The example yan ng mga punctuation that help make the sentence clear and understandable. Dapat proper ang pag-use ng punctuation to ensure that the meaning of the sentence is precise and yun nga, to avoid doubt and confusion. So, how are we going to give an example? Pag sinabi, understandable naman yung capitalization, division of words. Okay, example, pag sinabi natin division of word, we have decision making. Decision making, may space po ba yan? Decision making? Baka kasi idugtong nyo. So, dapat may space po yan. It was being used by a dash. Next, pag sinabi naman nating abbreviation, we have example, halimbawa, you gathered a certain surveillance coming from a CCTV. So, pinaliit. Ito yung example ng abbreviation CCTV. So, it is very understandable because accepted naman ito. Ito yung tinatawag natin na closed circuit television, CCTV. The next, punctuation, yun nga sinabi ko kanina, we have the period, comma, tutuldok, o yung exclamation point, punctuation, question mark. So, doon mag-stop ang ating discussion in line with your topic. So, kinaya natin in just 1 hour. So, it was being summarized based doon sa lalabas sa prelim examination. So, dapat, you must what? You must understand each study. Kung saan ako nag-stop, doon lang din mag-stop yung coverage ng prelim examination natin. So, give time to read, understand, review, listen, my discussion. Okay? Because we will be having a long quiz on Monday, possible, or on Tuesday. So, that's all for today. I hope I did my part para ma-save yung 3 weeks na wala kayong discussion. So, ito na, summarization na ng discussion natin. Mabilisan, but at the same time, tinatry pa rin yung best na meron pa ring knowledge na makuha. So, that's all for today. Thank you for listening. God bless everyone. Ingat kayo always.